As you guys know, leveling up the battle pass in MW2 and Warzone can be a really long and boring journey, but in this video I'm going to show you how to make it as quick and as easy as possible for the 5th season of MW2 and Warzone. Now, this video provides the best secret way to level up tiers faster in Season 5 Reloaded, so be sure to stay tuned as there'll be quite a few important tips that you don't want to miss. If you found this useful, be sure to leave a like so that other people can find this video too, and make sure to check out my other Season 5 guides like leveling up weapons, unlocking DLC weapons, DMZ guides, that kind of thing. Without further ado, let's dive straight into this guide. So in this video we're actually mainly going to focus on Warzone, but if you guys want advice for the whole game including Modern Warfare 2, then check out my separate Season 5 guide for that via the card on screen link in the description. But today we're just going to focus on Warzone because it's a really nice, simple, secret way to level up the battle pass really fast, but I hear no one talking about it, so let's go through it now. Now obviously, as you guys know, the main factor involved in the battle pass, in earning these battle pass tokens, is time played. So longer matches is more efficient because you're spending less time in the lobby and more time in the game. So that's why Warzone's great, because a lot of the matches are quite long. But as well as that, you also want to make sure you're getting a lot of XP in these matches, and that's where this kind of video really comes into play. So at the moment there's two main modes that you can play. The first one is Vandal Lockdown. I won't say an awful lot about this. It's a good mode, so obviously if you're doing that, just make sure you're going to the zones, capturing them, especially the high value zones if you can. Don't go to super busy ones as you might die, but go to them where they're a little bit busy, hopefully with some teammates, because that way you get a bonus amount of XP for capturing with teammates. The zones are active for like 2 minutes and then they go offline, and they're back for 2 minutes and they go offline. So just try and make sure you're on the zone as much as possible. Make sure you're getting kills, that kind of thing. As long as you're doing that, it's really not too difficult to do badly. So I would say that's all I'm going to talk about Vandal Lockdown. It's a really good mode. Definitely would recommend if you guys are looking to level up your battle pass. But what I'm talking about is probably just as good, if not better than that. And it's actually involving plunder, and it's really relatively straightforward. So I thought I'd talk about it in this video. So basically, plunder is a great game mode overall for easy XP and a kind of really fast way of leveling up tiers. I would say a 15 to 20 minute plunder game can give you a whole tier of progress. So, you know, it's easily 3 to 4 tiers per hour. Obviously you can increase that with, you know, battle pass tokens and so on, but yeah, that's fairly standard and not too difficult at all. So what would I recommend? Well, what you want to do is spawn in, and you want to quickly find an area of the map with a few players, so not many players, but lots of buildings or places to search for loot crates. And I'll explain in a minute why that is so important. So basically, when you're going to spawn in deciding where to go, my advice is always to go somewhere away from the flight path and not a super attractive place. So if there's some event going on, or there's some reason why people are flocking to a certain area, you want to avoid that area because you're more likely to die. It's more crowded, people are going to be, you know, stealing loot and so on, and it's just not helpful. So pick somewhere that's away from the flight path. So if the flight path is going sort of, you know, from the bottom right to the top left, you probably better to go either in the bottom left of the map or the top right of the map. So just kind of base it depending on where the flight path is and go away from that, so that the further away you are, the less likely you are to be disturbed. Obviously it's helpful to play with teammates. We can talk about that later on because they can help boost your XP, but in general you want to kind of do what I'm saying here and go away from everyone else. And you might be thinking, well, in that case I can't get kills, I can't do certain things, but it's okay because it's actually still a really effective method. So let's explain why that is. Basically, your ultimate goal in plunder is to get first place by earning as much money as possible. So what you want to do is run around opening as many loot crates as you can by following the faint humming noise, which indicates how close or where loot crates are on the map. And if you're having problems with that, obviously adjust your sound settings, maybe use some headphones, that kind of thing. But yeah, your main goal is actually in this case to find the loot crates. So what you want to do is you want to keep moving to stay ahead and open as many of these crates as you can. And if you find a cash deposit balloon, or if you find those, you know, cash deposit sites, use those so you don't lose the money. For example, if you die, because that can be really frustrating and then people can steal your money. So you want to kind of keep on top. Now the reason for this is because, you know, in Battle Royale it's more about getting kills and staying alive for as long as you can. In Plunder, like we say, it's about earning money, and so the higher you place, the better you're going to do. So you want to try and earn money more efficiently than your teammates, so basically do well in Plunder. And one way to do that is opening loot crates. Obviously you can do contracts and stuff at the same time, we'll talk about that in a minute, but the main thing you want to focus on is these loot crates because they give you so much cash and there are so many of them around. They're really easy to find. So like I said, deposit the cash if you have chances to. Also keep an eye out for cash piles on the ground in unsearched areas. So for example, rooftops will have them, unvisited rooms, on shelves, in loot bags, that kind of thing. Also lots of lockers have them. Look for money near dead players and kill as many enemies as possible that you come across to get more cash and more XP. It is important to kind of do a few contracts along the way if you can. So this is why it's helpful to have teammates. Perhaps they can help you with that sometimes. If not, you can, you know, go and do a contract or two by all means. So, you know, we've got the Safecracker contracts, which involves opening safes. These are good because they can give you cash and other stuff as well, but also you get a contract out of it, so that's worth doing. Intel ones are quite lucrative. The most wanted ones are quite good. That's probably one of the best ones to go for just because you're going to be likely out of the way from everyone else. So all you need to do is just survive. But the thing is, because there's not going to be many players around, you're going to be relatively safe. And the other thing is, these contracts, the most wanted contracts, which are now back in the game thankfully, you can run down the timer by opening loot crates. So given that our goal is to kind of, open loot crates, you might as well go for a most wanted contract if you can, because it reduces the amount of time that you're actually highlighted as a target on the map. So definitely try and do most wanted contracts if you can while opening these loot crates. You can do other ones as well, like Intel and Safecracker, but I'd say most wanted is the best one to go for. You can go for other ones as well, like bounty, and the good thing about that is that either your teammates can help you kill enemy players, or sometimes teams are taken out by other enemies, so you kind of get like a bounty poached. Even if you don't do anything, you still get some rewards just because the teammate died and you had like their name on your list. So try and pick up a contract or a few along the way. Hopefully your teammates can as well, and try and liaise with them if you can, get them to do some contracts with you. Obviously if you spawn in with a friend, even better, because they know what you need and you guys can just work together. Try and do something along the way alongside getting money, but the main focus will be your money. And basically you just want to keep doing as much as you can to get the most money, the most kills, the most looting, contracts completed, etc. as possible. Obviously kills are going to be less likely where you are, but if you clear out an area, you can always go somewhere else and get a few kills along the way. But the main focus should be the money, contracts, that kind of thing. Definitely, like I say, try and work with your teammates if they're helpful. Teamwork is important, and if you get first place, you get a lot of XP, sometimes 40,000-50,000 XP, something like that, and there's a lot of bonuses. And so just do everything I'm saying to kind of boost the amount of XP you're getting. So really focus on the money, really focus on those loot crates, and you will do well. Don't forget as well, obviously, that the pre-game lobby kills count towards XP and weapon XP, so make sure you make use of that as well. And also make sure you're doing your challenges, camo challenges, the seasonal challenges, and try and overlap these, and these will all help you get more XP. But overall, the main thing, play plunder, do contracts, open loot crates. You will do really well, you'll place highly, especially if you've got teammates, and you're going to do better because of it, and you'll earn these tokens really fast. So that's the first method we're going to talk about. The second method I wanted to talk about involves DMZ, because it's a really good way as well. So obviously some people like DMZ, some people don't. Obviously you can spawn in, and if you bring the stuff in and you die, you can lose it. It's better if you've got insured weapon slots, a wallet, all that kind of stuff upgraded, just so that it's easier to do it and play the game. Now the first thing is, obviously if you just go into DMZ, you'll do fairly well anyway, the longer you survive. So it's a good mode for that. But I would just say try and play with teammates, and ideally if you can communicate them, perhaps friends, you just want to communicate with them to let them know what you're trying to do and they can help you. And the main thing is, obviously when you go into DMZ, get your upgrades and insured weapons slots, all that stuff. And if you need to unlock any of those, check out my guides for that. I'll have a card on screen or link in the description for those. But the main thing you want to do in DMZ while you're playing, getting kills, all that stuff, is you just want to try and boost the XP earned from each aspect of the game, and that will get you more battle pass progression overall. So the first thing is players revived. If you've got any teammates, obviously make sure that you're reviving them when you can, as quickly as you can, because you get a bonus for doing so, which is good. The second thing is opening supply drops. These are really, really common. So partway through the game, supply drops will drop, several of them across the map, quite a few. So if you're near one, just definitely go and open them. They can give you good loot, keys, gold, skulls, weapon blueprints or contraband weapons, good gear, cash, all this stuff. And simply opening the supply drop itself will get you more XP, which is good. The next thing is AI kills. Now AI kills have seemed to be buffed, the amount of XP you get from that in season 5, so definitely make the most of that and make sure you're getting as many AI kills as you can. It's obviously relatively easy to get these kills. There's so many enemies, so just keep going around getting kills as and when you can. And we've also got a bonus in the game in DMZ for opening loot containers. So this might be bags, it might be supply boxes, it might be sort of lockers, anything where loot is in it that you can get out. You'll get bonus XP for opening those, which is good. Similarly, if you go to points of interest on the map, you'll get an XP bonus. So make sure basically if you're in a vehicle, just drive around the map, ideally a small map, Vondel, even if it's El Mazrah, it doesn't matter, but just keep driving around the map, get those points of interest XP, literally just for visiting the area you get more XP, which is good. As well as this, there are side missions such as UAV towers, capturing missile sites, that kind of thing, so definitely make sure you're going for those. And finally, make sure that you exfil. The later you exfil, the better, because obviously you spent more time in the game, you've got more cash, more XP, all that kind of stuff. But yes, if you exfil, you will do really well. Now on top of this, I would recommend, as well as these bonuses, make sure you're trying to do contracts along the way. So this can be anything from like secure supplies to hunter contracts or radioactive material contract, whatever you guys want to do is fine. I would say something like secure supplies is quite good because it's relatively easy. It's basically you just have to open 3 supply boxes in DMZ DMZ. But the good thing is it gives you loads of loot as well. It gives you more cash, all this stuff. So it's really, really good to do. So I'd highly recommend doing those because you gear up and you get XP for it in the process. If you do this in DMZ, you're going to get a lot of XP and a lot of battle pass progression and earn lots of tokens really fast. So you will tier up really fast. But those are the two main methods. I also want to mention if you're playing Warzone, you will get a bonus amount of XP and weapon XP if you are a Modern Warfare 2, premium game owner. If you are, you get more XP, and therefore this will help to level up the battle pass and your weapons and operators faster. So definitely, if you are, make sure you're playing Warzone. It's a really good way to level up, possibly better than multiplayer in some cases. Be sure to leave a like so that other people can find the video too. Check out my other Season 5 guides like leveling up weapons, leveling up the battle pass in Modern Warfare 2, and DMZ guides, unlocking weapons, all that kind of stuff. If you like what you see, be sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all my latest Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone videos. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys find it helpful, and I'll see you all on the next one.